Well, shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the hot lead zone. And as you know, we're doing a video book on the new Lee 358 200 round flat cast bullet. And it weighs 208.5 grains, heavier than rated. But we're developing loads in this video book. This is chapter 12, final conclusion. The whole idea of this video book was to develop standard plus P and magnum loads that we can use with this bullet in both a revolver and lever action rifle. Now we've already got standard loadings in the bank developed in an earlier chapter, and that is the unsized 358 200 round flat bullet, 45-45 tin lube, and no gas check, loaded with 4.9 grains of HS6 powder and standard primers. And that gives us one hole groups at 12.5 yards, slightly larger than the size of a bullet with the lever action rifle, and a one hole group that's a little bigger with the Ruger 6.5 inch Blackhawk pistol. So if we want standard loads, that's the load. And the velocity is 788 feet per second out of the lever action rifle and 615 feet per second out of the 6.5 inch Ruger Blackhawk. This would be a great load for new shooters at the range because of its low recoil, and for recreational shooting and plinking in the great outdoors, great load. And also very useful for taking any kind of game up to the size of medium dogs, even a little larger than that, because these would penetrate very well. Small game hunting with this load would be similar to hunting deer with 40mm cannon. Not explosive, of course. Now, we're not going to show you actual range shooting because you've seen me shooting that load on the other chapters of the video book. This is the conclusion video on our findings. Well, for the plus P loads, we got a good one. We went from 4.9 grains of HS6 to 6.1 grains of HS6 with a magnum primer instead of a regular primer. So that's 6.1 grains of HS6 with magnum primers, and we're doing the powder coated but sized also bullet. No gas check. What we have here is 5-shot group with the Rossi Model 92 shot offhand at 12.5 yards, and it measures 1 1/8 inch with one called bad shot, and the velocity is 1,028 feet per second with a standard deviation of 14. So that's a very consistent load. It's a good plus P load for the Rossi Model 92. But the same load also shoots very well out of the Ruger 6.5 inch barrel offhand at 12.5 yards, giving us a velocity of 781 feet per second with a standard deviation of 19. So again, very consistent load. Probably will shoot much better from a rest. But the real winner of the whole video book are the magnum loads. And what we have here are loaded in nickel cases, the non-gas check, sized, powder-coated bullets, and using 11.1 grains of number 9 powder. So at 25 yards from a rest, we got this group with the non-powder coated bullets and 11.1 grains of number 9 powder. That's a 1-inch group. Shot from a rest, and that's a no gas check bullet. So that's nice. We save 4 or 5 cents a round that way. That's the clear winner, and this is a magnum load that goes 1,335 feet per second with that heavy 208 grain bullet. Now the same load using the powder coated sized gas check bullets shot this group at 25 yards from a rest, and that's like 1.25 inches. Gas check bullets. So if you want to shoot gas checks, that's the one. And notice that just above point of aim, the aiming point was right at the bottom of that circle. So either one of these loads is just great for a magnum. So this concludes the video book on the new Lee offering, the 358-200 RF Heavy 38 357 Magnum bullet. And we powder coated it, and we got good loads for all three categories. Bye for now.